And so by the time of Irenaeus, he's a heresy hunter. He's trying to weed out the false gospels. And his gospels are these gospels that are being widely used, but they don't have names to them. And so they've got to associate them with names of apostles. And so they picked two people, Matthew and John, as two of the apostles, and then they want gospels representing the two chief apostles of Rome, Peter and Paul. But everybody knows that Peter and Paul didn't write gospels, and so they associate Peter with, they say Peter's version was written by Mark, his companion. Paul's version was written by Luke, Paul's companion.
It is quite legitimate for the gospels to have apostolic authority, but not for a deceitful reason or something scandalous, how Ehrman is implying. If the Gospels don't have apostolic authority, then how could we trust them? How can we be sure that we are actually reading the words of Jesus? It's quite good to have apostolic authority for what we're reading about Jesus. Now, the major issue that I think people miss about this scenario is that it's actually self-defeating. So let's take Mark, for example. If Mark was written in 70 AD and then not applied a name or apostolic authority until 180 AD, when Irenaeus mentions it, then the Gospel of Mark has no apostolic authority at all for over a century. There's a century gap of apostolic authority, so it doesn't work. But then if you backtrack and say, okay, these Christian communities did name Mark at the beginning, well, that does not give it apostolic authority either. And then you attach Peter's name to the Gospel of Mark to give it apostolic authority. Well, now we're back to the exact same traditional view, but now it's in the correct time period, which makes it way more plausible than the scenario that Ehrman is implying.